trying. Tell me, are you fighting? Fighting for our life.
It's TGL episode number 15. Man, we are here today to give you some words that will bless you, inspire you, and help you go to that next level in life. Today, I want to talk about two words: black coffee and grapefruit. I know it sounds crazy, and how is this going to inspire me today, Jimmie? Black coffee and grapefruit, two things that I have every single morning because I understand the importance of them, or what I can get out of them, I should say. Now, James chapter 1 verse 2 is another what I call black coffee grapefruit scripture. The scripture says, I ought to count it all joy when I fall up against temptations, trials, and tests, knowing that it's the working of my faith that produces something, and that's patience. So today we're going to talk about that scripture and how we need to at times acquire certain tastes to get to that next level. Now here it is. Most people in life struggle because we feel that things should be on our terms. It should fit our taste buds, if you will. It should be conformed to our idea of what's needed to go to the next level. And because we're not willing to change, or we think the process is too hard, many of us give up hope. We don't make any efforts toward progress and profit because we simply don't like the way it looked, and definitely don't like the way this situation is tasted. So two principles today. Number one, I want to talk about, we have to be able to adjust our taste buds in the terms of process. You have to understand that process is what you have to learn to adjust to. Many people don't like adjustments, but when you understand that life requires you to adjust to the process of things, you're on your feet. You're ready to make it happen. I mean, if you're trying to lose weight and you're in a regiment and your trainer, or you read something that tells you, okay, you need to cut back on carbs. And I mean, you love that breadstick every day during dinner. I mean, you love that sugar in your coffee, whatever it is. These carbs, these things is going to put on weight. If you want to lose it, what are you going to do? You're going to cut those things out because you are willing to make adjustments. Oh my goodness, what a challenge for people to go through. Are you willing to make adjustments? Because the process is the adjustment process. The adjustment to whatever you need to do. Many people run away from the adjustment process. When you tell them what's needed, oh, I can't do that, Jimmie. Oh, I can't read my word every day. Oh, I can't go in fellowship. Oh, I can't not eat bread, or whatever it is, whatever's in the way of your goal. I don't care what it is, spirit, soul, body. I'm talking about all three today. It is important that you learn to trust the process. Adjust to the process. Don't think it's just going to happen because you want it to happen. You have to be willing to make changes, adjustments. It's not going to be on your terms. And I want you to get this. I keep saying it because this is where we're hurting. Most are trying to do it on their terms. You tried it like that for a long time. And as Dr. Phil would say, how's that working for you? It doesn't work for you because there are certain proven processes that we need to adjust to. James chapter 1 verse 2 tells us when we are going through tests and trials to count it as joy. That's a process that we have to go through. We have to be willing to adjust. When we go through things, we don't have to cry and moan and call everybody. We are going to count it as joy, knowing that God's promise is coming to pass regardless of what I'm going through, regardless of what I'm hearing. I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to make adjustments to the process because I know I'm going to get results at the end of this process. Trust the process. The process is always going to work when it's a proven process. The second thing we have to do is trust. Trust. And that goes in line with what I just said, the process, but it's trusting in that process. It's trusting that whatever adjustments I'm making, that adjustment that I'm making, I'm trusting that it's going to get me to where I need to go. That's why you don't need to play with your life. That's why you don't need to figure out your life on your own terms. Because when we try to figure it out ourselves, a great deal of us miss it totally, because again, it has to fit our taste buds. Change is uncomfortable. That is a fact. I don't care who you are. When change comes, it is uncomfortable. In marriage, as a student, as a young man, as a young woman going through growth changes, puberty and whatnot, change is always uncomfortable. And as long as you understand that I have to be willing to adjust my terms of what I think is right or comfortable, then I'm going to be able to move up. But I got to be willing to change. I got to be willing to make adjustments. I can't go through life thinking it's going to fit my taste buds. Every situation, every circumstance, every challenge, it's not going to fit your taste buds. Great deal of times you got to make changes. You got to do things differently. You got to make adjustments in your schedule, make adjustments in your devotional time, make adjustments in your development time, make adjustments when it comes to how you treat your spouse. Your spouse is not the same sex, and so that's a challenge for most folks. Women like to treat women like women. Men like to treat men or women like men. In other words, we mix it up because I'm so used to talking to brothers. I'm so used to talking to females, whatever it is, then you're not making the proper adjustment. Listen to me. In order for you to change, you have to be willing to make adjustments. Be willing to make adjustments to change. And then change is going to come. And then one day you'll wake up and you'll be drinking black coffee and eating grapefruit. Figuratively, that is. That means you have understood that this process is going to take me to where I need to go, so I'm willing to make adjustments. I'm not going to turn up my nose and say, I don't like the way that tastes. I don't like the way that feels. I don't like the way that I have to do this. And so because I don't like it, I just won't do it. And we turn off change. We turn off process immediately. I want you to understand that you got to grab hold of life, okay? And grab hold of understanding that whatever's needed for me to change, I'm willing to do it. Whatever needs I need to do, whatever need I need to do, if that makes sense. Whatever need I need to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make that adjustment. Baby, it's TGL. It's episode number 15. It's the good life. We will see you next week on episode 16. Share the video. Subscribe to the page. Step out your comfort zone this week. Let's do something a little different. Let's acquire a new taste for something. Something that you know you should be doing, but you haven't done because you heard about it and it seemed too hard, too difficult. It was too big of a challenge for you to swallow. I want you to take one small bite of it. Take a small bite of that run. Take a small bite of that Bible study. Take a small bite of going to church. Take a small bite of loving on your spouse this week. Just take a small bite, and then we'll work our way up. We'll holler at you next week. Peace and love, my people. See you next week.